Hey guys, um, I'm a Buddhist. I'm not like strictly a Buddhist. I believe in other things, but I got this book a long time ago. It's the Dalai Lama's Little Book of Wisdom. It's great. If you're a Buddhist, you should definitely check it out. So I just wanted to read a little bit of it, uh, just to give you an idea. Um, okay. Part one: Contentment, Joy, and Living Well. The basic fact is that all sentient beings, particularly human beings, want happiness and do not want pain and suffering. On those grounds, we have every right to be happy and to use different methods or means to overcome suffering and to achieve happier lives. It is worthwhile to think seriously about the positive and negative consequences of these methods. You should be aware that there are differences between short term interest and long term interest and consequences, and the long term interest is more important. Buddhists usually say that there is no absolute and that everything is relative, so we must judge according to the circumstances. Uh, our experiences and feelings are mainly related to our bodies and minds, our minds. We know from our daily experience that mental happiness is beneficial. For instance, though two people may face the same kind of tragedy, one person may face it more easily than the other due to his or her mental attitude. Um, I believe that if someone really wants a happy life, then it is very important to pursue both internal um, and external means. In other words, mental development and material development. One could also say spiritual development, but when I say spiritual, I do not necessarily mean any kind of religious faith. When I use the word spiritual, I mean basic human good qualities. These are human affection, a sense of involvement, honesty, discipline, and human intelligence properly guided by good motivation. We have all these qualities from birth, they do not come to us later in our lives. As humans, we all have the same potential, human potential, unless there's some sort of retarded brain function. Um, they didn't mean retarded in like a bad sense, but uh, the wonderful human being, the wonderful human brain is the source of our strength and the source of our future, provided we utilize it in the right direction. If we use the brilliant human mind in the wrong way, it is really a disaster. I think human beings are the superior sentient beings on the planet, this planet. Um, Humans have the potential not only to create happy lives for themselves, but also to help other beings. We have a natural creative ability, and it is very important to realize this. With the realization of one's own potential and self confidence in one's ability, one can build a better world. According to my own experience, self confidence is very important. Um, that sort of confidence is not a blind one, it is an awareness of one's own potential. On that basis, human beings can transform themselves by increasing the good qualities and reducing the negative qualities. The fundamental teaching of the Buddha is his teaching on the Four Noble Truths: that there is suffering, that suffering has cause, that there is cessation of suffering, and that there is a path to such freedom. The underlying principle of this teaching is the universal principle of causality. What becomes important in the understanding of this basic teaching is a genuine awareness of one's own potentials and the need to utilize them to their fullest. Seen in this light, every human action is becomes significant. So you can see uh, there's already a lot of talk about karma. Um, they're talking about he's talking about karma in some parts, and like you know that there's results from our actions and stuff, and then um, he's also talking about how your attitude can affect like the outcome of things. It is my belief that the human brain and basic human compassion are by nature in some kind of balance. Sometimes when we grow up, we may neglect human affection and simply concentrate on the human brain, thus losing the balance. It is then that disasters and unwelcome things happen. A smile is a very important feature of the human face, but because of human intelligence, even that good part of human nature can be used in the wrong way, such as sarcastic smiles or diplomatic smiles, which only serve to create suspicion. Um, I feel that a genuine, affectionate smile is very important in our day to day lives. How one creates that smile largely depends on one's own attitude. Um, it is illogical to expect smiles from others if one does not smile oneself. Therefore, one can see that many things depend on one's own behavior. I'm going to try to be quieter because my neighbors I think they're trying to sleep. So, the important thing is to use human intelligence and judgment and to be mindful of the benefits for long term and short term happiness. Up to a certain point, the body itself is a good indicator. For instance, if some sort of food causes you discomfort one day, then later you will not want to consume that type of food. It seems that at a certain stage, the body itself can tell us what is suitable for well being and happiness and what is not. Sometimes your intelligence may oppose your immediate desire because it knows the long term consequences. Thus, the role of intelligence is to determine the positive and negative potential of an event or factor, which could have both positive and negative results. It is the role of intelligence with the full awareness that is provided by education to judge and accordingly utilize the potential for one's own benefit or well being. If we examine our mental world, we find that there are various mental factors which both have positive and negative aspects. For instance, we can look at two types which are quite similar. One is self confidence, and the other is conceit or pride. Both of them are similar in that they are uplifting states of mind which give you a certain degree of confidence and boldness. But conceit and pride tend to lead to more negative consequences, whereas self confidence tends to lead to more positive consequences. I usually make a distinction between different types of ego. One type of ego is self cherishing in order to get some benefit for itself, disregarding the rights of others. This is the negative ego. Another ego says, I must be a good human being, I must serve, I must take full responsibility. That kind of strong feeling of I or self opposes some of our negative emotions. I'm going to stop there for now. That's like 25 pages into it. There's a preface in the beginning, but so you can see basically it talks a lot about like dissolving your ego and um, just like being a good person, basically, which is um, those are really important in Buddhism. So the whole book, it's like about that thick, um, but the whole book is really important to read if you're a Buddhist, and it has a lot of really good things in it. Um, So like, reading it helped me become a better person. So I still go back and read it every now and then just to like remember a lot of this stuff. So um, if you're a Buddhist or if you're learning about Buddhism, I definitely recommend this book. Um, so check it out. The Dalai Lama's Little Book of Wisdom. Um, it's a small book. And thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, guys.